This is the beautiful Kumamoto castle, considered one of the 3 great castles in Japan. This prefecture is known for its stunning scenery and culture. It is also the home to the Kumamoto Prefectural Gymnasium, which is playing host to the Kumamoto Masters Japan 2024. This is one of the last few tournaments on the HSBC BWF World Tour for the year. And that means many players know that they need this tournament to do well in, to get points to get to the tournament there that this person here, Ms. Kazuko Miyamoto, a graduate of the Kumamoto Chuo Girls High School, has just brought in. Talking of high school, lots of students here looking to see their heroes. Here are some of them now in the order of play. We start with the mixed doubles. The 2023 Canada Open winners Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito of Japan will take on 3rd seeds from Malaysia, Goh Sun Huat and Lai Siobhan Jamie. They won the Malaysia Masters earlier this year. Women's doubles, and Kim Hai-jeong and Kong Hee-yong have just got together last week, and guess what? They won the Korea Masters in their very first tournament. They take on the 3rd seeds from Japan, Nami Matsuyama and Chiharu Shida, big favorites here, the 2024 Olympic bronze medalists. Into men's doubles, the 2021 world champions Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi, they are the 6 seeds, the Japanese pair, and they will play the scratch pairing of Jin Yong. He was the runner-up at the Korea Masters last week. He joins world champion Seo Seung-jae. The Koreans hoping to do the business here. Then next up is men's singles. Lee Zijia, the 2024 Olympic men's singles bronze medalist, will take on Jonathan Christie. He is the reigning Asian and All-England champion, the 4th seed Indonesian. Men's doubles will see Chen Bo-young and Liu Yi of China take on the post-Olympic pairing of Leo Rolikanando and Bagas Maulana, already starting to make waves, the Indonesian pair. Chi Yu-jun, who's been promoted from the qualifiers, the Chinese Taipei player, has a lot to do to try and overcome the Asian Games champion about just over a year ago, Li Shifeng, the 7th seed from China. Mia Blichfeld did not play yesterday. There was a walkover from her opponent. She's got it all to do against Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, the 5th seeded Indonesian. And she's the defending champion here. Talking of defending champs, top seed Victor Axelsen looking to successfully do the same thing here against Christophe Popov of France. Very quickly looking at the brackets, and the winner of this match will play either Hu Encheng or Hua Ruanakro and Piu Sampran. So the players are making their way onto the courts. There'll be great support here. We've also got crowd, as you can just see behind them, sitting very near the court to get a bird's eye view of proceedings.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Well, they've met 4 times, and it's a perfect record for Midorikawa and Natsu Saito.
Players, this is
last
red
met
and this is black. Who will call?
a year and a half ago at
Black
the
is called.
Australian Open.
Black, you won the toss. Who will? Go will serve. Natsu receive. Which side you play? This side, change your side.
Well, prior to that meeting, all 3 previous matches were very straightforward, straight games affairs that were finished quite quickly, under 40 minutes or under. That last one went the distance and took just over an hour. Let's see what happens today. Hiroki Midorikawa is 24 from Saitama near Tokyo, 161 centimeters tall. 20th in the world currently. They have been a former top 10 pairing. That was only a few months ago in April. They have won the Canada Open, as I mentioned earlier this year, runner-up at the Indonesia Masters. Natsu Saito is also from Saitama, actually a bit taller at 168. That's not something you see too often. They were runners-up at the Australian Open, as I said, where they met this pairing along the way. Canada Open, runner-up as well in 2022. They've played Indonesian pairings so far and won both of them quite comfortably. Well, Ferdinand Wijaya pushed him a little bit, the fifth seed. That's a great result. Goh Sun Huat will be the tallest of the four players here. He is 34 from southern Malaysia, 178 centimeters tall, currently 10th in the world. They have been higher at 6th, achieved in June of 2018. Lai Siobhan Jamie is from Selangor, further up, near the capital. And mixed doubles Asian Championships last year, they got a bronze. Have got 4 titles as a pairing.
Ready to play?
They were pushed by Watanabe and Taguchi, the new pairing. They won the Malaysia Masters earlier this year at Super 500, the China Open at Super 1000. Great result there, falling at the final. Ravi Kumar Dixit is the Indian umpire. John Jorjan of Bahrain is the service judge. Saw him in action here yesterday with an interesting call. Yeah, it's been a decent year actually for the Malaysian pairing. They also won the Swiss Open. Here's Tan Kim Her, their Malaysian coach on the left-hand side. I should say, Malaysian coach for the Japanese pairing. It's an interesting one that's been there for a while now. Very, very effective. He has been as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito, Japan. And on my left, Goh Sun Huat and Lai Siobhan Jamie, Malaysia.
Very polite here from the crowd.
Goh Sun Huat to serve, to Natsu Saito, love all.
Japanese home advantage. Perfect head-to-head record. Playing though a higher ranked pair. It's the only thing that might be a concern, but they will come into this perhaps feeling
love.
They've got a real shot at this. Well, it has been more than a year since they last played. Up against a pair that have played more than double the number of matches they have as a pairing. It's been a fantastic year for the Japanese pairing. They won just over 50% of their matches this year, 17 out of 30. It's been a pretty good year for the Malaysians. As I mentioned, a couple titles. Remember, they've won 4 in total, so to have won 2 in 1 year, that's excellent. That was their first title in 6 years when they won the Swiss Open. And they'd had some very tough times, in fact. So to come through, it's been a great year for them. They also got married. Malaysian pairing.
Service over, 1-3. 2-3.
Quick start to this one. Yeah, that was not enough on that
Service
from
over,
Saito.
4-2.
And that's going to be an easy one to put away for Gosun-Hwat.
Women's double. Jia Yifan, Zhang Xushan, China. Liu Shenshu, Tan Yin, China.
5-2.
第2コート女子ダブルス。ジャー・イーファン、ザン・シューシャン、中国。リュウ・シャンシュ、タン。
Already a 3-point lead.
Service over 3-5.
4-3, Ahaya, Xiao Jibin, Singapore. Service judge, Manabu Sakurai, Japan.
Yeah, it's all been very easy around that
Service over
net and mid-court
6,
area. They're not able
3.
to send these clears or lifts away from their opponents.
4-3, mixed doubles. Guo Xinhua, Chen Fanghui, China. Presley Smith, Jenny Guy, USA. 第3コート、
7-3.
Guo Xinhua, Chen Fanghui.
4 points already, building up that
プ
lead.
レスリー・スミス、ジェニー・ガイ、アメリカ。
Service over 4-7.
Very quick rallies at the moment.
Service over 8-4.
Got to the semis of the Arctic Open in a recent event, so in some relatively decent form. The Malaysians,
Service over 5.
the Japanese pairing, are looking to try and force their way back in here after a quick start from the Malaysians. Placement just a bit wide now. Laishabon Jamie is
challenges called out.
gonna challenge this. I thought that was out on first look. The idea was right, but she didn't quite execute it. Waiting and waiting here. Yeah, as we thought, it is wide. They were out in the opening round of the Denmark Open to Jikel and Delru in 3. As we said, semi-finals of
6,
the
8.
Arctic Open, losing to
Play.
Jansenbang and Wei Yashin, that were comfortably beaten there. Perhaps surprising a few with there. And they beat that same pairing earlier in the China Open. Lost in the final in 3 to
Service
Feng Yang
over
Turn. Huang
9,
Dongping, that's a
6.
very good result, actually. Quarters of the Hong Kong Open, they've really just started to pick things up. Quarters as well at the Korea Open, losing to their compatriots Chen Tangche and Toi Wei. Yeah, they've been stretching their opponents. It's a good shot from
10,
Gosun-Hwat
6.
away from Midorikawa. Hasn't got the biggest wingspan you'll ever see. Opening up that 4-point lead again. Their last outing here in Japan was an opening round defeat
Service over 7-10.
in the Japan Open right after. That was the first tournament after the Olympics. They, of course, didn't make it to the Olympics. They must have thought they had a real shot at it. It's not working out for Saito.
Service over 11-7 interval.
And at the interval, it's the Malaysians who have led from the front, really. 11-7.
Fourth one, 20 seconds. Fourth one, 20 seconds. Okay, return to your chair. Players back on board. 11-7, play. Service over, 8-11.
So it's a good start for the Malaysians.
9-11.
And a really good post-interval session here already. Down to just the 1 point. That's been about as close as it's been so far. They've been looking for a lot of placement here, which is, well, it's quite nicely earlier on.
All.
Immediately 4 points in a row. There are some of the Japanese supporters enjoying themselves. Under pressure here, the Japanese have defended well. Well, they were under some pressure, weren't they, earlier? They withstood that, and guess what?
12,
They have got
11.
in front. That's 5 points in a row. Suddenly turned it on. The interval coming at a great time for them. Now that has been challenged as well. I've got to say, that looks pretty out to me.
Call out.
Could be just a strategic one there, but they were on a roll, weren't they, the Japanese pairing? Really good to see kids in here enjoying proceedings. Yeah, it looked very clearly out. They will
Challenge unsuccessful.
they will know what they're doing, I'm sure.
Service over, 12 all, play. Thirteen, 12.
Just a little bit of a disappointing return there. He knows it as well, Midorikawa. Really tightened things up, hasn't it? Yeah, there was a period where Live Go were just really struggling. Failing to get past early rounds of tournaments.
15-12.
Last year, 16 tournaments did they fail to get past the first or second round for a pairing in the top 10 or around there. That's
16,
yeah, well below
12.
expectation. Got to the final of the Swiss Open, the semi-finals of the Hong Kong. One quarterfinal Indonesia Masters, but it was a very disappointing 2023, and so they've really upped performances since then. That's why, as I said, 24 was a much better year, and as I said, 2 titles of the total 4 that they've won have come this year, but it wasn't enough to force an Olympic place.
18, 12.
Well, they've accelerated again, haven't they? Seven points in a row.
18.
That run is stopped. Might come now a little too late for Midorikawa and Saito. Oh, that is one that she should be getting. Lie
14,
at
18.
the net. Oh, should be disappointed by that. Yeah, that's one I think she'll feel at the very least needs to go over. Oh, the Japanese able to put on a run here. No, it stayed in. Well, the drift yesterday was certainly coming from behind
14.
that end. So you can understand why Saito may have just felt it was going to go out, and it held up. Of course, conditions can change by the hour, forget by the day. Well, that's 2 very good points that they've won. The Malaysians are now,
game point,
they have
14.
6 game points.
Service over 15,
Disappointing on the serve there.
20.
Still quite comfortable for the Malaysians in this
16,
opening
20.
pair.
No play, 5 and 3 yeah. Play on.
It's going to be wide again, and that's it.
Game.
First game wrapped up by the Malaysians. You've got to say pretty comfortably, except for a nice little post-interval session. Immediately level things, 5 in a row from the Japanese pairing, but then all of a sudden the Malaysians surging forward and never really looked back. (21-16) to go and lie.
Second game. Love all. Play.
So a fine start here from the Malaysian pair, Go and Lai. Let's see how they fare on this end. Now the Japanese, oh, great defending. Looked like they were in trouble there, could have been killed off. Midorikawa just trying to change the angle up there. Yeah, that's the defense there. Somehow got that back.
Love.
Looking to put on a similar fast start here. Lai did say that in the first round when they beat Yuta Watanabe and Maya Taguchi, that new pairing, that it took time for her and Go Seung-Hwa to adjust to the draft inside the venue. I have to say there is still one in here, less perhaps than yesterday, and that might be also because the weather has taken a turn today. It was warm yesterday, 20+ degrees, 24 maybe, which is unusual for this time of year. It is only 18 today, which is still amazing for this time of year in Japan. I was here last year and it was in single digits. So it is a lot warmer, but because it's cooler, it's raining as well outside, I think they've reduced the air conditioning. So it does feel less drafty than it did yesterday. And that's what Lai was talking about. This is a great start, by the way. 5 unanswered points. Yeah, so they said they were a bit nervous because it was the draft, the drift, as it were. Lai and Go, they said they managed to get used to it, they gained momentum, and they were happy to reach that second round. They're also right now in very, very good position to secure that World Tour Finals place, which pretty much looks nailed on now.
Service over 6-1.
Yeah, there are 2 Malaysian pairings in the top 8. Cheng Tan-Jie and To Iwei just below them. That must give them a bit of satisfaction. They were picked to the Olympics by that pairing.
Service over 2-6.
Slightly better from the Japanese pairing now to just peg their opponents back a bit. There you go. It was a fine start up to 5-love, and then they've won 4 of the last 5 points. It's just out and not. I was wondering whether they were going to challenge that one.
Service over 7-4.
So similar to where we were in the last game, around this sort of scoreline. Yeah, they've pretty much secured their place, haven't they, in the World Tour Finals, so that'd be great news for them. 2 Chinese pairings ahead of them. Chantabang, Wei Yashin and Huang Dongbing and Feng Yangte. Both go into the net.
Service over 5-8. Service over.
Angled it, no chance
9-5.
for Midorikawa to get to it. Well, very similar, the pattern at the moment.
Thank you. Hiroki back on court. Five.
Comfortable. It's looking very good right now for the Malaysian pairing. Can they get to 11-5, a 6-point lead, and that would really put them in a great position. Wonderfully done at the net by Lai.
Interval.
And it's an even bigger lead in this second interval. Having already won the first game, they've put themselves in a great position here to perhaps win this in 2.
Just push the double. Play. Service over 6-11.
Now, we saw in the session right after the interval of the last game, the Japanese battled back superbly. He's too far away. There was a lot of court there for Go Sun-hwa to aim at.
12-6.
Not enough to clear, of course, going against the drift.
Over 7.
It would appear, and you really need to put a little bit more in that. We saw Go put away quite a few from that sort of area in the first game. Yeah, it's interesting, as I said, how things have changed. Oh, lovely stop drop there.
Service over.
Just
13,
to think that
8.
this couple Missed out on 2 Olympic cycles. They had doubts. There was a slide in rankings. Many would have given up, but they really had that belief and fortitude to search for answers. Relentless here.
14-8.
Getting to that China Open final, I think really was a seminal moment. That was their first ever Super 1000 final. Really satisfying one for them.
Service over 9.
I did say when one door opens, when one door closes, another one opens. And they said they've never given up, and that's kept them going. And they feel that they're playing free and less pressure, and they're enjoying it more than ever.
Service over 15-9. Play.
Through finals in a year, it's been their best ever year for them. And they're looking like they are, at the moment, the way things are going.
Over 10-15.
Moving into the semi-finals this year. Another one.
11,
Unless, of
15.
course, the Japanese pairing, they're starting to close in again, like we saw a little bit
Lie, no delay.
previously. Oh, I thought that might just curve back in with the sideways drift that we had yesterday.
Service
Left
over
to right.
16-11.
This is impressive, remember, because that was only the second ever game they've won, go and lie, against Midorikawa and Saito in 5 matches now. Good rally, this one. That might have just gone out. Yeah, I wonder whether the Malaysians should have left it. They're kind of looking at that line.
Service over 12-16.
So in 10 games played against each other, 10 games that is, the Malaysians have won now just 2. So it is significant. If they can win today, they would break that monopoly that the Japanese have had on them. Easy for Saito. Got to just put in a little bit more in those defensive shots. Otherwise, it's easy to finish off and kill.
Leon.
More height, more depth. Looking at the Japanese pairing. They've also been playing international challenge events. They won recently the North Harbour International. That was in New Zealand. They'd be expected to do well in those sort of tournaments. The Sydney International, they also won. The Bendigo International, they lost in the quarters. Their last HSBC BWF World Tour tournament was the China Open. And they lost in the quarters. Opening round of their career open before that. And then their home tournament, the Japan Open, they lost in the second round. I think some of those disappointing results has prompted them to just try and get that winning feeling back playing on the international challenge circuit for a bit. 18-13 where we were in the first game. Played that late, Go Sun-hwa. It would appear that the writing is on the wall.
13.
Again, plenty of court to aim at, and it's now 7 match points.
13. Okay. Stop. Okay. Play on. Play now. Play.
Well, that's a fantastic win, a first ever victory for Go Sun-hwa and Lee Siobhan Jamie against his Japanese pairing. In 5 attempts now, they've beaten Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito very comfortably, and they're into their 5th semi-final of 2024. Remember, they struggled badly last year.
Go Sun-hwa
Only making a couple of those,
Jamie.
and now into number 5.
16,
That's now
13.
5 out of 8 semi or quarterfinals that they have got through this year, and they keep marching on. This Malaysian couple, and they'll be absolutely delighted with the performance today to finally get that monkey off their back and win for the first time against this Japanese pair, and win comfortably as well, I should say. So Go Sun-hwa and Lee Siobhan Jamie, the 3rd seeds from Malaysia, beat Hiroki Midorikawa and Natsu Saito 21-16, 21-13. It's taken them just 35 minutes to do it.